Alright, hello and welcome back to Dragon Quest Dragon Warrior 1, the original NES version. Now, just like last time, if the return spell works like it will in most games since Part 3, and remade games since Part 3, the next trip I'm about to take would be a lot quicker too. Just zoom spell to Remoldar, and from there go a little south, and there you go. But unfortunately, they hadn't thought about that yet at this time. The return spell only takes you back here. You don't have the option of anywhere else. Why it took them 3 games to get that right, I don't know. In Part 2, original version, NES, it only took you back to wherever you saved your game at last. That was it. Yeah. It wasn't until Part 3 that it worked like it has ever since. Why it took them 3 games to get that right, I don't know. Ask them. Really? You little twerps? Again, who needs the radiant spell or torches for that cave? Certainly not me. Again, unless I'm going to the other side of the cave to fight the green dragon and rescue the princess, which I did in the last video, then I might still need to light the cave, since I don't have that layout memorized. But yeah. Otherwise, if I'm just going through it like I did just there, then yeah. Since what, September, October, or late August 1980, sometime in the summer of late summer, early fall 1989. I mean, I don't remember exactly when that year. But yeah. Game came out in August, and I started playing it sometime by the end of that month, first on rental, but quickly realized this game was not going to be completed in one rental time. Luckily, with my birthday and Christmas not more than 4 months away at that point, I talked my mother into getting me a copy of the game for as a combined birthday and Christmas gift for that year. So hey, that worked great for me. Since it was obvious I was not going to be able to beat this game on one rental time, and with the battery backup, yeah. If you didn't, you brought it back. Somebody else rented it before you had a chance to again. Oh, there goes your save files. They replaced them with their own, and yeah. Yeah. Of course, in this version of the game, it's anywhere between 192 to 170 gold. In the mobile phone port / Switch version of the game, it's like 660, something like that, gold. Yeah. Great for grinding for gold. Gold Golem, Gold Man. Yeah. Not much for experience, unfortunately, though. Only 6 points. Yeah. He's a great enemy to grind on if you're trying to raise money for those weapon and armor upgrades that I bought a few videos ago back in Cantlin. The flame sword for 9,800 bucks and the silver shield for 14,800. You know, this, in fact, is where I did a lot of the grinding for that money. Fighting that thing. Anywhere between 170 to 190 gold a battle. And those things, granted at my levels you're not going to see it, but coming here at lower levels when he lasts for more than one round, more than one turn, it can be so comedic. He tries casting stop spell. It fails. What does he do? He tries casting it again. And if you don't kill him by then, he tries again. Yeah. I've actually had that happen many a times. Granted, I can't physically prove that, since obviously with my levels, he's not going to survive more than one round, but yeah. I've had many a fight where he'd do nothing but try casting stop spell. It failed. He'd try again. And I'd be like, dude, why are you even bothering? I'm not using spells against you in the first place. Why are you trying to block them? Dude, fine, dumbass. Be that way. Not too bright, are we? You're trying to stop me from doing something that I haven't even tried to do. Oh, if you could only see how ridiculous you look. Well, too bad. You can't see anything now. You're dead. Right now, if you have all three items, the Staff of Rain, the Stones of Sunlight, and Erdrick's Token, come here to talk to him. Rainbow Drop. Of course, no one that I know of anyways, I mean, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, if there's somebody that I'm not remembering, again, like the clues on how and where to find Erdrick's Token. It's been many years since I've had to worry about finding the clues. I've played the game so many times I have it memorized. But yeah, if there is anybody that tells you where to use this Rainbow Drop in-game, that's news to me. I don't remember. I mean, there probably is somewhere someone that tells you where to use this item I just got, but damned if I can remember where that someone is. Or how I even found that out, how I even figured this out first time around. By then it would have been like October, November 1989. I don't know. I mean, it took quite a few months. Because at that time I was also still playing through Zelda 2 for the first time. That game. Yeah. Along with Castlevania 2. Actually, no, scratch that. I had just a couple months earlier, the previous June, just 2 months earlier, I'd finally finished Castlevania 2, but yeah. Oh yeah, I just started replaying the original Metal Gear game. After pausing it for a while, trying to find my way through some of those Zelda 1 Lost Woods inspired mazes. Yeah. Which is what made that first playthrough of that game take longer than it otherwise would have. And again, keeping in mind we're talking 1989, not 1999. There was no internet for guides yet then. Believe me, if there was, I probably would have Googled it, as people say today, or Copilot, or whatever, whatever tech it is today. I definitely would have taken advantage of internet guides if there was such thing to, especially for that, the stupid Lost Wood maze in the original NES Metal Gear. And again, by the way, don't try to tell me about the MSX Japanese version. Yes, I know the original Japanese version is much better. But no one, and I do mean no one, in 1988, 1989 living in the States knew about that. Unless you somehow had connection to Japanese media, maybe, but Nintendo Power certainly wasn't going to talk about that. At least not that I know of. And again, even if they did, I never had Nintendo Power back in those days myself. A lot of people did, but I never did. I had Metal Edge magazine and Kerrang! Again, I had all the hard rock heavy metal magazines of the era, subscriptions to them, but yeah. Anyways, Warlock, all we are, fight for rock. Yes, I know, not that kind of Warlock. We're not talking about the 80s metal band. But again, come on now. Anybody who's been around my videos long enough, either here, or well, actually, it'd be more or less on the main Greg's gaming channel. But yeah, anybody who's been around my videos, playthrough videos long enough, should know by now. Never miss a moment to reference an 80s metal, 80s rock band, ever. Warlock? Yeah. Come on. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Repel. Keep weaker enemies away. Yeah. Again, I don't even remember how I found this or thought to look here, but if it was somebody that told me, somebody in game that told you or what, but I do remember that once I noticed this spot, I'm like, oh, this has got to be where you use that item. I mean, obviously, I don't know why, but somehow this spot just spells. Yeah. I mean, come on. If this isn't where you use this item, then, yeah. Uh-huh. I knew it. Yeah, again, if there is anybody in game that tells you to use that's where you use that item, it's news to me because I don't think I ever did. Even on my first playthrough, I don't think I ever did find it. Or if I did, I've long since forgotten. I just found that out through old-fashioned exploration. Like, you found a lot of things out in video games that way back then. Especially if you're like me and didn't have Nintendo Power Magazine. I mean, yeah, sure, there was still that 800 number that you could call and then ring your phone bill up to the maximum. And then get scolded by your parents when they got that month's phone bill. Hey! Okay, that's it. That's coming out of your allowance, Buster. Yeah. Uh-huh. Gee, thanks, Nintendo. I ought to make you pay that bill. Yeah. Anyways. The final dungeon. And like I've said in previous videos, it's kind of funny. In the NES original here, this is theoretically called Charlock Castle. But in all of the subsequent remakes and remasters, it's just simply Dragon Lord's Castle. Kind of like Breckenary Town now, in all of the modernized versions of the game consumed by Tantagel Castle is now just part of, castle and town combined. Again, I don't know if that's the difference between Americanized version and intended Japanese original, like Metal Gear, NES versus MSX computer, or what, but personally I liked back in the days when this place had its own name, not just Dragon Lord's Castle, but yeah. Same with the first town in the game. I like when it had its own name, Breckenary. Not just yeah. Anyways, again, got to keep it under 15 minutes, so that's going to have to do it for this video. Continue this for what should, barring some unforeseen difficulty setback, be the finale for this series next time. See you then. As always, have a good day, and bye.